6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has emphasized on exporting agriculture produce utilizing the agriculture value chain strategy. The Deputy Prime Minister at a meeting with Turkey's Foreign Minister in Islamabad have reviewed the entire gamut of bilateral relations. The Director General ISPR says India is pursuing state-sponsored terrorism as an official policy against Pakistan. The All-Party Hurriyat Conference has called for a complete shutdown across the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir on Sunday to mark the Kashmir Martyrs' Day. Over 100 Palestinians were martyred by the Israeli forces in Gaza today. Pakistan have qualified for the semi-finals of the men's Under-18 Asia Cup hockey tournament, beating China in Daju. And now the news in detail. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif has emphasized on a comprehensive strategy in coordination with the provinces for sustainable agricultural reforms. Chairing a meeting regarding reforms in the agriculture sector in Islamabad, he said the export of agriculture produce should be increased by utilizing the agricultural zoning and value chain strategy. He said implementation of agricultural reforms will begin with providing farmers access to easy loans. The Prime Minister said reforms should also be introduced in Zarai Tarakkiyati Bank on emergency basis to ensure transparent and easy loan disbursement to farmers. The Prime Minister said agricultural projects will be prioritized in the next public sector development program. He said special attention will also be given to reforms in the livestock sector in addition to crop production. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif has expressed satisfaction over a record increase in remittances in the last financial year. In a statement, he said the overseas Pakistanis sent record $38.3 billion in remittances during the last financial year, which is $8 billion more than the remittances received in the financial year 2023-2024. He said the significant 26.6% increase is a highly encouraging development. The Prime Minister said the record increase in remittances is a reflection of the valuable contributions of overseas Pakistanis and their trust in the country's economy. He further said the recent positive economic indicators demonstrate the effectiveness and right direction of the government's policies. The Prime Minister reiterated the government's strong commitment to move from economic stability to sustainable economic growth. Pakistan and Turkey have expressed firm resolve to strengthen economic and defense ties. The understanding came during a meeting between the Deputy Prime Minister Mohammad Esagdar and the Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan and the Minister of National Defense Yasser Juller in Islamabad today. They reviewed the entire gamut of bilateral relations and exchanged views on regional and global developments. Later addressing a joint press stakeout along with the Turkish Foreign Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister Ishaqdar said Pakistan appreciates Turkey's indigenization of the defense industry from 20% to 80% in the last few years. The Deputy Prime Minister said both the countries are pursuing the establishment of a special economic zone dedicated for the Turkish entrepreneurs in Karachi. Ishaqdar said Islamabad-Tehran-Istanbul train is being revived, and in this connection, delegations from the three countries will meet in the coming weeks to finalize the roadmap for its revival. The Deputy Prime Minister said Turkish companies are being considered for undertaking Jinnah Medical Complex and Danish University mega project in Pakistan. He said the Turkish companies will also be participating in offshore drilling projects, in addition to participating in the privatization of the distribution companies. In his remarks, the Turkish Foreign Minister said both the countries have expanded their relations in the fields of economy, energy, defense, industry, education, and culture. Turkey has expressed the desire to bolster bilateral defense relations with Pakistan through industry-to-industry collaboration. The desire was expressed by the Turkish Defense Minister Yasser Güler, who, along with a high-level delegation, held meeting with the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Zahir Ahmed Babar Sidhu, during visit to the Air Headquarters in Islamabad. The meeting encompassed discussions on evolving regional security dynamics, progress of the ongoing defense cooperation, and prospects for future collaboration in the emerging domains of warfare. The meeting agreed on the establishment of dedicated joint working groups to streamline and accelerate progress across various sectors of mutual interest. They also agreed on finalizing the modalities for enhanced training collaboration and reaffirmed their strong commitment to expand the scale and scope of joint bilateral and multilateral air exercises. The Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb has reaffirmed the government's commitment to maintaining an inclusive and ongoing consultative process with key stakeholders in the business community. Talking to a delegation of the Pakistan Business Council in Islamabad, he underscored the importance of evidence-based policy making. He informed the delegation that the Tax Policy Office had been relocated from the Federal Board of Revenue to the Finance Division with a view to institutionalizing tax policy formulation and strengthening engagement with fora such as the Pakistan Business Council. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. The Director General ISPR, Lieutenant General Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry, says India is pursuing state-sponsored terrorism as an official policy against Pakistan. In an interview with Al Jazeera Television, he described India's actions as a calculated attempt to destabilize Pakistan, particularly Balochistan. The Director General said the term Fitna al-Hindustan refers to terrorists supported by India, particularly those active in Balochistan. Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry said India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval is the mastermind behind this terror enterprise. He also said India's political leadership has publicly acknowledged its support for terrorist activities in Pakistan. The Prime Minister of Azerbaijan, Ali Asadov, has reiterated his country's principled stance on Kashmir. He was talking to a parliamentary delegation of Pakistan led by the Speaker of National Assembly, Sardar Ayaz Sadiq, in Baku. The Prime Minister of Azerbaijan expressed gratitude to Pakistan for its support on the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference has called for a complete shutdown across the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir on Sunday to mark the Kashmir Martyrs' Day. The strike will be followed by a march towards the Martyrs' Graveyard at Naqshband Sahib in Srinagar. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference spokesman, Advocate Abdur Rashid Minhas, in a statement urged the people to honour the martyrs of July 13, 1931 by continuing their peaceful struggle for freedom from the Indian occupation. The Modi-led Indian regime has intensified its crackdown on the freedom of expression, using censorship as a weapon to silence dissent and conceal the truth. Social media platform X has confirmed that it has received an Indian government order to block 2,355 X accounts, including those of Reuters, China's Global Times, and Turkey's TRT News. At least 105 more Palestinians, including 7 seekers, were martyred in Israel's attacks on Gaza today. According to Gaza's health ministry, 530 people have been injured during the attacks over the past 24 hours. And now hockey. Pakistan have qualified for the semi-finals of the men's Under-18 Asia Cup hockey tournament, beating the hosts China by 2-1 in Daju today. This was Pakistan's fourth consecutive victory in the tournament. And finally, the weather report. Rain, wind and thunder showers are expected in Islamabad, Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir during the next 12 hours. However, heavy falls are also likely at isolated places in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, northeastern Balochistan and Kashmir. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.